You guys have asked, so you shall receive. Woo, what it is and what's up, Can the Players keep in touch? We got Mind the Game episode 4. I've watched every episode, by the way, but I haven't reacted to it. So I'm actually interested to see what episode 4 is about. It says the space and the icons and the block, LeBron James and JJ Redick, Mind the Game. I think this is going to be pretty cool because it's my first time really reacting to something like this and kind of giving my basketball knowledge as well, kind of storytelling what I've seen through college and everything, if it can compare to what they're talking about. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. LeBron James and JJ Redick, ladies and gentlemen. Get it!
I saw something on on Twitter that TickPick is reporting that they've sold 6 times more Final Four tickets, the women's Final Four, than the men's Final Four. I was thinking about earlier this year, Ryan Ruocco, who I work with, of course, was calling South Carolina LSU, had better ratings on a Thursday night versus a Miami Heat Boston Celtics TNT game. It feels like there's a surge in popularity right now, even more so for the men's, than the men's game. The women's basketball, whether it's WNBA, but particularly women's college. Why do you think that is?
I think there's a lot of factors that goes into
We're
everything.
theorizing here, by the way.
Yeah, we're theorizing.
We're just theorizing.
But I personally think that there's 2 things. Obviously, the obvious one to me is the transfer portal. I think there's too many guys that are leaving colleges, leaving programs, and it's just hard to keep up with a lot of guys.
I want to go ahead and hop on this real quick, man. The transfer portal has cooked a lot of young guys in today's age, or in today's game. I have a lot of high school guys in Sacramento, California, who are worthy of Division I, Division II scholarships, but these coaches are waiting through the transfer portal to build their team up. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of a cheat code right now because you have the NIL and all this money backing it. So if a player is if a player is in your transfer portal from a Duke, a Kentucky, a North Carolina, you're going to try to be next in line and get that player rather than getting a high school player that you have to develop. You rather want someone that's already pre-developed in a sense from another college program. So the transfer portal has, in a sense, kind of cooked basketball as a whole to a certain extent. But there are certain situations and scenarios where people can transfer and it's kind of like it wasn't a great fit where they were, so I'm going to go somewhere where that's a better fit for me personally, and I'm all for that. But if you're transferring 2, 3, 4, 5, 100,000 times, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's very interesting right now. But the transfer portal has put an interesting hold on the high school basketball recruitment for a lot of sub 4-star players.
So if I'm a kid that goes to the, if I'm a fan and my team is Connecticut or Baylor or, Duke or North Carolina, and kids are now, they're leaving 1 year in or 2 years in a transfer portal, you like your fandom of that particular player on your favorite program, it automatically dwindles, it goes down. So I think that has something to do with as far as the popularity and the excitement of why you may want to watch the women's college game more than the men's. But I also think the number one thing is in women's sports compared to the men, we have the ability to go to the NBA right after our freshman year.
Correct.
In the women's game, you have the ability to build your legacy and build your rapport and brand with that fan base, with that community. Caitlin Clark.
Yes, I also want to harp on this before he continues. In college basketball for women, you have a minimum of 3 years to gain that notoriety and fan base that he's talking about. And that's why college athletics in terms of the women's side of things is just phenomenal because we're watching Caitlin Clark for 3 years. We're watching Paige for 3 years. We're watching Angel Reese for 3 years. And we're building that rapport with them. And they're staying with those respective teams, UConn, LSU, Iowa, right? And same with Juju Watkins if she stays at USC. You gradually just build more of a fan base when you stay with the team for longer periods of time, in college specifically.
I mean, back in the day when it was like Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird, Samika Holzcloth, Candace Parker, you're watching these
Tennessee
girls. They're doing it. Kelsey Plum at Washington. You're watching these girls year after year after
Brittany
year
Griner
continue to grow. You watch any girl. I mean, there's not much going on in Connecticut besides the Huskies.
fact.
So when you get a popular basketball player, which is the most popular sport in the world, I'm gonna stick by it. I know football fans rebuke my comment, but I believe that. But you get a woman to stay on campus 3-4 years, I think that has a lot to do with the popularity of their sport.
It gets to something Rich Paul said to me. He was talking about NBA players and
I love the
social
floating
media,
camera, by the way, how it's
the
moving.
Great ones face now
Great cinema.
in the social media era. But he said to me, there are no more icons.
Yeah.
And when I think about men's college basketball, there are no more icons. And I think the two reasons you mentioned.
Damn. I guess Edie was the closest thing. Back-to-back player of the year. Other than that, damn. Because everybody's one and done or one and transfer. That's a very good point. Interesting.
One and done, transfer portal are a big part.
Am I reading this nigga's mind? Oh my gosh.
We'll go down the list. Since the one and done era, listen to this shit.
Yeah.
This is some of the names of women's college basketball players. And a lot of these players have won the Wooden Award. Candace Parker, and some of them have won it more than once.
Yeah.
Maya Moore, Brittany Griner, Brianna Stewart, Asia Wilson,
Stewie.
Aaliyah Boston, Sabrina Ionescu, Kelsey Plum, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese,
Yep.
Juju Watkins, who's at USC.
Yep.
That's just to name a few.
Yep.
And I feel like that, as much as I love the team aspect of basketball, period, I think the women's game right now, particularly in college, has more icons.
Yeah, I mean, when I was growing
It's
up
fact,
watching
though.
college basketball on Big Monday, you had Allen Iverson at Georgetown. You had Kerry Kittles at Villanova. You had Ray Allen at Connecticut. You had John Wallace at Syracuse. These are all on Big Mondays. You know, there's no more. You spent 4 years at Duke. There's no more J.J. Reddicks or Shane Battier came back. He came back when he was already. He's going to be a lottery. He came back for his senior year. He's like, I'm coming back. Like, those are the icons that we're talking about. Those are the college icons that you watched. Yeah, you watched because you had a love for, that program, but you also watched because they had certain icons or certain uniforms. Like, I used to watch in North Carolina back in the day. Ed Cota, he didn't sniff the NBA, but he was
But you knew who he was.
I fucking loved Ed Cota in college. I love Ed Cota, Shammond Williams, that team that they had. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Cincinnati.
Bron watching the Bearcats. Bron a real historian.
Logan and Ruben Patterson, and Kenyon Martin, all those guys. And then when Kenny Satterfield stepped in, DeMar Johnson, it was like, I don't know. It kind of like.
I'm sorry. Can I just say one thing, man? This is the best podcast that's happened to basketball, man, because we have two unbiased basketball savants talking the actual game without the shenanigans and the clickbait stuff, bruh. This has just been phenomenal. We're spoiled.
I keep watching that. Like, I wanted to, when I was growing up, I wanted to go to Cincinnati because of the uniforms and because of Hugs. And then I got a little older, and I wanted to go to North Carolina because of the uniforms and because, Ed Cota and his ability to pass the ball. Like, I was like, oh, that's insane. Like you
never
said.
want to go to Duke?
Fuck no, man. Fuck no, I never wanted to go to Duke. I already told you this.
My sophomore.
Now, yes. Now that you know Kay. Now that I know Kay is my fucking guy. Yes,
my sophomore year, they started recruiting me right at the end of the high school season, and so my season ends, and they say you can come to senior night. It was Chris Carrawell's senior night. It was against Carolina. I go. I'm a Duke fan.
Right.
I'm a dream come true.
Right.
So I go and had a great time. Duke wins. I meet Kay for the first time, spend some time with Wojo. Wojo takes me around campus or whatever. Like a month and a half later, I'm at the first big Nike AAU tournament, which was Boo Williams. We hosted the first tournament.
Boo Williams.
And we get to the championship game, and I'm sitting with my teammates. And you know how you used to wear shorts underneath your shorts?
Of course.
You wear shorts underneath your shorts.
Man, I was wearing shorts under my jeans. If you know, you know.
Decided to wear some Carolina shorts. So all I want to do in life is go to Duke, but I like the Carolina blue color. So I'm rocking these Carolina blue shorts, and who fucking walks up and sits next to me? No, Wojo does.
Oh,
He's like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? I was like, there goes my chance.
You're trying to kill everything.
There goes my chance. real quick, I just want to wrap this up, but like Cameron Brink, who star player for Stanford, she said she had a quote. She said, "I keep seeing videos of people saying I can name 5 women's basketball players in college, but not men. That's so funny and such a crazy shift." I want to say overall,
Wow.
the women's game, we have legends still playing and a bunch of future stars. The game is in such a good place. I want to make one last point because I always think about time and progress, right? First,
Everything in the world, whether it be real estate, freaking the economy, over time it progresses in an upward direction. You know what I'm saying? I have a few dips here and there, but it progresses. The women's basketball, if I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna cut JJ off. Well, I kind of already cut him off. Well, was founded in 1996. Founded in 1996, WNBA, and since then, like, there's been so much back and forth banter. They deserve more, and they should pay them more, and all that. And I'm all for that. I'm saying, especially how much popularity they have through college basketball. I just don't see how it doesn't translate to the WNBA. Like, there should be some type of outlying factor there that can get the players paid more because people like watching women's basketball. This is what it is, especially through college. But I think women's basketball has been behind the 8 ball because the WNBA was founded so late. And I think the first televised game from women's basketball, if I'm not mistaken, from doing my research, was in the 60s or 70s. You know what I'm saying? Comparing to the NBA, which, NBA was 1957, 56? Somewhere around there. But, yeah, it's just freaking, it's insane.
Time there was men's basketball in the Olympics was 1936. First time there was women's basketball was 1976. The NBA started in 1951. It was the NBL before that.
51, okay.
1946. WNBA was founded in 1996.
Spot on with that.
The first women's nationally televised game was 1979. Think about that.
Okay, I said 70-something.
IAW. They were going against Larry Bird and Magic, right? NCAA tournament for women didn't start till 1982. Think about the NBA, right? Still on tape delay in the 1980s. Finals games, playoff games. It's just time and progress.
That's it.
It's inevitable. It's inevitable. These players are so talented. It's only going to get better.
It's only going to get better.
So this surge we're seeing, it's the trend. It's the trend.
I agree.
And I'm all for it because I love the sport, men or women. I love it.
In talking
Two
about
goats,
role,
man.
and I want to be clear on this. No, I do. I want to be clear on
That
this.
is our show. Our show is very clear.
I want to be clear on this because I feel like there are parts of basketball to casual fans.
Yeah.
And actually, you know what? Fuck that. We're all guilty of this.
Yeah.
We are guilty of this. Where we can watch a game and say, oh, that guy was awesome. And, you know, chances are he was awesome.
Yep.
If we all think he was awesome, he was awesome. And there's this other part of us that's like, that guy was a bum. And there's the box score watchers there, score watchers.
Oh, yeah, we know the box score watchers.
And I made the point the other night on your game with the Warriors. I said, I think screen assist should be in the box score. I'm well aware.
Yes. I've been saying this since college. The screen assist, like the hockey assist in hockey, should be an absolute stat, in my opinion.
Fair that we can track screen assists. That is an official tracking stat. I want it to be a box score stat.
Yeah.
And I also think hockey assist should be also added to the basketball side of things, where it's like I pass, who passes to the shooter. If I pass someone who passes to the scorer, I should get the hockey assist. And I think a screen assist, getting you open, should also be an assist, in my opinion.
It's like it goes back to role.
Getting you open to score.
Basketball, for some reason, we all have these like interchangeable roles at times. Other sports, we don't.
Agree.
So if Jason Kelsey doesn't allow a sack and has a couple pancake blocks, then he was awesome. Nobody's saying, fuck, Jason, why didn't you catch a pass today?
Right.
Why didn't you score a touchdown, Jason?
Yeah, for sure.
We need screen assists.
For sure.
Like, can we capture how good Rudy Gobert is if we had screen assists in a box score? If Steph goes off for 42 and Draymond has 7 assists, 7 rebounds, 7 points,
And 7 screen assists.
and 7 screen assists, does that better capture how good Draymond Green is?
Yes. Because his impact don't always show up in the box score.
I
like
just
you
said the
were saying.
hockey assist. I
Hockey
just said it.
assists.
All right, maybe I'm reading their mind. This is crazy. Like what the fuck?
Guys that pass open decent shots for great shots.
Right. Or understand what the next pass is going to do.
I'll give you a prime example right now.
Let's hear it.
Back to blitz and pick and rolls.
Yeah.
There's certain teams in our league that we know will blitz a pick and roll, try to get the ball out of D'Lo's hands, try to get the ball out of Austin's hands because they're pretty damn good if you
It's
let
been
them
a
get
short roll
little,
situation.
get some space, give them where they can see vision, whatever. A lot of teams have been trying to blitz us lately. The best play for them to make when you know that's happening with 80 setting the screen is the throw ahead pass.
To the corner. Or to the wing.
Or to the
depending
wing.
on which way
Depending
they're
on
going.
yeah. As soon as you come off and you have 2 guys on the ball, 80's diving, that means there's a 2-sided on the same side that's going to tag 80, which you just drew up.
Right.
I can draw it up again.
Yeah, draw it up again.
That's actually phenomenal.
You
To the
want the-
wing. So boom, AD's rolling that pass to the wing. The dude that tags AD has to make a decision because he's leaving his guy on the other side. I either skip pass. If he doesn't tag, I got AD on the roll.
Throw ahead pass to the slot.
The throw ahead pass to the slot.
Come in middle. Yeah.
Come in middle. It is the easiest play to recognize. And now
Or are you throwing it to AD? AD's making that pass to the slot. Or is the ball handler who's getting blitz making the pass to the slot, though?
onus on the guy in the slot to make the proper read. 9
Okay.
times out of
So go
10,
to the slot first.
it's going to be the guy that's sitting right in front of him.
To the slot, yes.
Right in
yes.
the corner.
Yes. Yes. I know a little bit of the game, man.
Interesting, too, because you talk about the hockey assist in this play. And so as AD rolls here, these 2 guys have now committed to the ball, right? And the pass goes here.
Yes.
Sometimes it's not AD that's going to score either, right? It's like
It's
he
not.
can catch,
Yeah.
and then he hit here, or maybe it's a skip pass all the way over.
Yeah.
Right. Read the
I
tagger.
think basketball, in some ways, I don't want to simplify it because, as Devin Booker said a couple weeks ago to me, there's certain people that are them ones. I was not one of them ones. Right? But there are certain people that have the ability, like Kevin Durant, or like Devin Booker, or like Jaylen Brown, to Kyrie Irving, Luka, whoever. You know who I'm talking about. The guys that can score efficiently one-on-one. And as we've gotten into this like super analytical phase of the NBA, there are coaches who are reading time and score. They're reading the shot chart, the turnovers, and they're saying, I'm going to manage this game, and as long as I'm up 7 to 10 points in this situation, I'm not going to blitz. I'm not going to put 2 on the ball, and I'm going to live with whoever going 12 for 24 for 29 to 32 points. But you know what? I'm not going to get in rotation. I'm not going to put 2 on the ball. I'm not going to give up offensive rebounding. And I think that's really interesting.
It is. How far did that get the Hawks?
What's wild about that is they blitzed more than anybody in the league, and then they decided not to blitz.
And Luka had 70.
I know. Anyways, my point is there are certain guys that can do it, and you live with it. And there are certain plays and actions that cause a reaction, and you get 2 on the ball. The whole thing with defense, at least to me right now, is can we stay out of rotation?
Yeah, it's tough because you watch the Warriors play. They always put 2 on the ball, especially when Steph coming off the pick and roll. Some teams do it very well. A lot of teams don't do it the best. Don't do it the best at all. If you're putting 2 on the ball with Steph, you're not even taking him out to play necessarily. You're putting Draymond Green into action, and that's the most scariest thing about that whole play because Draymond Green's usually setting the screen. You put 2 on the ball. He has a short roll with Draymond. Now Draymond's making the decision going downhill. You have Clay either on the slot or the corner, or you have Andrew Wiggins at the corner or sometimes dunker spot, and Draymond Green, or it'd be Jonathan Kuminga, where Draymond Green is now. I have Wiggins, I have Kaminga at the dunkers. I have Clay here, or I have a layup. It's the craziest thing ever, bro. Like that's just phenomenal.
You stay out of rotation. And what are you willing to give up?
Yeah.
It's not what you're willing to stop. You can't stop.
Yeah.
The
Can't stop
players in certain teams and the coaching now is super diversified and super tricky, and they're always trying to they're just reading to see what you do. Okay, that's how they played it. Okay, we got a counter for that. There's a counter for that. So it's not what you're willing to stop, it's what you're willing to give up. If we go into a game and say, hey, this team, they fucking shoot the three at a high clip. They shoot 45 threes a game, 50 threes a game. So let's try to take away the threes and let's live with the mid-range. Don't foul and put them on the free throw line, because we know that's the easiest bucket you can get. And let's try to take away the threes. But that's not switching when it comes to a great player. Because you know what happens when you switch and you play against a great player, you're going to end up in fucking rotations anyways.
In rotation anyways. Yep. 100%.
It's not switching. It's
I have a quick example of that in college. We're playing this team called Azusa Pacific, and their point guard was very good, very good. My matchup, and the game plan I remember was to go over on every screen, force him downhill, don't let him get to his 3-point shot because he likes shooting 3-ball. First play comes, I just have a brain fart. I go under the screen, he shoots it from the white line. Cook. I said, okay. The next play, I go over, right? But the big's not communicating me that he's going to be in drop coverage, which he shouldn't have been in drop, because we're going to fire him and make him pass the ball, or we're going to we're going to hedge him all the way out so I can get back in front and guard the ball, right? Or the thing was, if he's in drop coverage, he's supposed to let me know, even though we weren't in drop coverage, that I'm in drop, so I'm trailing, pushing the guard down towards the big to get him out the 3-point line. We just had a shitload of ass communication, and he lit us up for 30. That was all my head. It was all in my head. I went over the screen. Our big was in drop. I didn't know he was in drop, so I kind of stopped because I thought I was gonna have to get back. So I went kind of horizontal instead of going vertical to get on the offensive player's back to push him downhill. Didn't work out. Quickly, he had like 3 threes in the first 3 minutes, and that game was cooked. Yeah.
Building a defense that keeps everyone at home, keeps the big on the big. The guard has to either navigate, am I going under, am I going over, depending on who the point guard or the 2 guard is. And he has to work his ass off for that game in his minutes that he's guarding that player. And everyone has to just be ready on the backside. Obviously, case of emergency, guy fucking falls, or, something breaks down, the big is up too high and he let the roller get behind him. Shit changes, obviously.
By the way, I want to just show you that real quick. That's your second shot.
No space, bro. Oh my God.
Oh, shit.
Isn't that wild?
There's 9 guys inside the 3-point line.
There's 9 guys within 12 feet of each other. Yeah, it's wild. We'll make sure this ends up on the video.
That's crazy.
Zero space.
You mentioned the Luka game against Atlanta. We actually had him right after, and we talked about what I think. We're going to do a play breakdown here. What I think is like the most unstoppable and ridiculous cheat code in the NBA, if you can time it right. This is you against the Milwaukee Bucks in 2020, in March of 2020.
Oh, I already know what it is without even watching it.
What happens on this play?
The fucking Gortat screen.
The Gortat screen.
The fucking Gortat.
The basically, I'm gonna guess here, the Gortat screen is when the big sets the screen, rolls, you put your man in prison, and he establishes position in the paint while posting up while you're dribbling towards him, so you're sealing off the paint.
Screen is the most unstoppable.
It's wild.
Play. Like you said, if you can time it right, it can't be stopped. I scored a few times in that game. One, I got an and one in the first half versus Brook. In the second one, I hostage.
Brook Lopez does it very well too.
Put him in jail.
I see put him in
jail.
jail.
Put him in jail.
But some people call it a hostage dribble.
I mean,
Yeah, so you come over, they chase over the screen,
roll,
put him on
occupy,
your back, and then you just kind of hostage dribble.
And now I'm waiting in that clip.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw JaVale Gortat it, that's when I took off.
Yeah.
Luka does it. They teach it.
Yes.
J. Kidd and his staff, they teach that.
Yeah.
They teach it.
The my favorite part about that clip, by the way, so Marcin Gortat was a teammate of mine in Orlando. When he was in Washington with John Wall,
cheat code.
He started doing this. I actually asked him about this today on the flight here.
Right.
I was like, hey, bro, I'm going to talk about the Gortat screen.
Yeah.
I'm like, where did you get it from? And he's like, just reading angles. You know, Stan really helped me in understanding the game, and I came up with it myself. And then he said he has 3 other screening angles that he hasn't shared with anybody. So I'm like, I got to see this shit. But anyways, Marcin Gortat would run this with John Wall.
Yeah.
If you remember, a lot of teams would go under John in pick and roll, right? So as they would set the pick lower and lower, they would keep switching the pick lower and lower, or flipping the pick lower and lower. John would eventually get over the top.
John was
special. The big, right, John was treated as a non-shooting threat. We got to protect the rim against John Wall. The big would be so far back that Marcin, instead of rolling to the basket, would just go run right into the big.
And just run. And then, you know, he would either run straight into him with his back towards his offensive player, or act like he's on a fake post-up and then just turn around.
Yes.
It's so amazing that Marcin has a...
He has this, like, Marcin Gortat has this.
Yeah, you know, you have like
entire concept.
you have like the Karl Malone area.
Yeah.
You know, you have like certain things that we have in our game.
We don't speak on him, though.
Iverson cut.
The Iverson cut. Yeah.
Iverson cut.
The Iverson cut is one more.
My favorite part. My favorite part of the offense. One of my favorite parts of the offense.
Clip, if you really slow down and watch it, you had to have just said, JaVale, Gortat screen. He doesn't even look at you or the ball.
At all.
He sets the pick. He kind of out of the corner of his eye sees that you have him in jail. And he runs directly to Brook.
Right to Brook.
Yeah.
Right to Brook.
I see it now on drives, too. It's not just in pick and roll.
Yeah.
Draymond does it all the time.
Yeah, Draymond did it on me the other night, but he actually grabbed my fucking arm. He wouldn't fucking let my arm go. He had me in jail and put the handcuffs on me.
It's great.
No, it's great.
It's great. So anyways, look for that.
Yeah, look for that.
Look for that. And again, it goes back to you dunked the ball. You dunked the ball.
But
JaVale McGee is going to get no credit on that.
That should be the assist. You're absolutely
100%.
right. 100%. You're absolutely right. But that's sacrifice.
Going back to spacing. I love just weaving in and out of this shit. Going back to spacing, though.
Yeah, I feel like a 911 Turbo S right now.
Yeah.
Just weaving out of traffic.
Not all spacing is created equal. And by that, I mean, you can play 5 out, right? You can play 5 out. You can keep the paint clear.
Yeah.
But not every player, as you said earlier, by the way, which is important, not everybody has to be a 40% shooter.
No.
You have to be a threat from 3.
Yeah.
You have to be a threat.
Draymond plays in spacing.
Yeah.
Sean Marion played in spacing. You know, there's certain guys that plays in spacing. But it's your IQ that creates the space. Draymond's biggest asset offensively is being able to know that guys are going to sag off him because they daring them to shoot. And Draymond's smart enough to say, you idiots,
2-on-1.
I'm not going to shoot the ball.
2-on-1.
Y'all playing so far off me, so when I catch it in space, I'm going to find one of my deadly 2 guys, Clay or Steph, and I'm going to DHO to those guys and get a clean hit. And because you're so far off me, you're not going to be able to contest. And then when you run up out of control, I know that my greatest asset is my pocket pass game 4-on-3.
Yeah.
That's playing in space.
Right. This is the Duncan Robin.
That DHO with a super drop coverage is cheating, bruh. Because like you're freeing up a shooter. You're now relying on the person on the ball to fight over the screen and get a healthy contest. Because the big's in drop coverage, he's not going to get there in time to even contest. It's low-key a handicap, man.
And this is the Kyle Korver. This was of
God.
course Ray Allen. You
Absolutely.
get to that dribble handoff. You're the big.
Yeah.
You've sagged off DeAndre Jordan with me.
Yeah.
You've sagged off of him.
And this is what I meant by going vertical over the screen right here. See what CJ McCollum's doing right here? He's going around instead of beelining towards JJ Redick's back, but he didn't get there in time, right? So in order for that to work, you have to be close enough to the screen to push JJ Redick downhill to get him off 3-point line. At this point in time, he's going up. You have to go side to side because if you go vertical up and down, or if you go down towards JJ, that's a foul. So it's like you have to be super attached and super aware the screen's coming to even push him downhill. But if I'm super attached and I push him, like if I'm attached, right? Actually, if I lose attachment and I have to beeline vertical, he's already into his shot. But if I have attachment, he really can't go vertical because my hand's always trailing on his hip. So kind of either he can jump into me and draw the foul, or most players that aren't the highest IQ will catch and automatically dribble to the basket, is in which what we wanted to do in terms of scouting report.
You've sagged off DeAndre
that makes
Jordan
sense.
with me.
Yeah.
You've sagged off of him. I've created the separation. DeAndre's coming to a dribble handoff of me. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
There's the overreaction. And with Steph and Clay, there's probably not a greater overreaction. Draymond gets behind.
I mean, when you have a guy like you saying, you have those guys that can play in the pocket and understand it. Bam Adebayo, we played them in the finals. When you have Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson and those guys flying off, there has to be some chain of reaction.
Yeah,
There has to be.
There's this concept. That's not a concept really, but my friend who coaches for the Timberwolves put up these lists of attributes for basketball athleticism. And look, I'm not going to go through all the physical ones. You can guess them. Vertical plane, balance, coordination, agility, all that stuff. But the cognitive side of it, which I think we touched on quite a bit in episode 1, but there's one in particular I want to talk about today. So the cognitive side of it is pattern recognition, spatial awareness, which is court mapping, anticipation, cognitive load, mental bandwidth, essentially your processing speed, right?
Yep.
So the court mapping part, I think, is really interesting. So there's a bunch of guys that do it, I think, at a higher level than anyone else. And the analogy I would use is if you were to get a new car, and let's say this new car.
Side note: Chris Paul court maps exploits the space on the floor, second to none.
It was like 2009.
Okay.
Before Apple CarPlay.
Draymond 2.
Before Android.
Steve Nash.
You remember you used to get a car and the map would have to download.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's some guys, the map only gets 30% downloaded. There's some guys, maybe it gets 60% downloaded.
Yeah, I remember watching James Wiseman with the Warriors team. He just didn't have a good spatial awareness of where to be on the floor with those guys. Wasn't enough chemistry with them. That's why I don't think it worked out with the Warriors personally.
A lot of guys that I think are at like 80 or 90%. Yeah. The map has been downloaded
very nice
so that you can actually start the car and get most places you want to go. Yeah. And then there's like a handful of guys, the map has 100% downloaded. Right. And they've mapped the whole court. Their pattern recognition is a 10 out of 10. Their anticipation is a 10 out of 10. And that, to me, is a game changer. We were talking about the not all spacing is creating equal. You remember in your game the other night against the Warriors, Steph's over in the corner. Gary Payton is in the left wing, and Steph is pointing at him, right? Ball's all the way on the right side, all the way in the right corner. Steph is pointing at him, pointing at Gary Payton. Because his man is all the way in the middle of the paint. So he knows if you swing it to Gary Payton,
the DHO happens, and he came off, faked the 3, resurfaced, shot it, and won. Rui Hachimura talk shit to D-Lo. Yeah.
It's part of the reason I don't, again, it's personnel based.
I talked to my teammates today.
About that?
About Steph Curry, in the film session. We have film today, and we watched clips of Golden State. We watched clips of the Hawks game that we just had our last 2 games. There was a clip where we gave up way too much space to Clay. We got caught looking at the ball in the air. The ball finds the ball in the post to one of the Golden State Warriors. And for a split second, we had one of our guys looking at the ball. And as soon as that happened, Steph set a rip on Clay, and he gets a 3. The next clip we showed I had Steph in transition, and Steph cuts back door, and I'm body on body. I didn't fucking look at the ball the whole time. And I know that goes against every coach. Yeah. Ball, you basket, see the ball, the ball is the problem. The ball is not the problem with Steph Curry.
Interesting.
He's the fucking problem. Steph is most dangerous when he doesn't have the ball, which is not
right.
It's not many guys all time in our league that's most dangerous without the ball.
Yeah. Steph's number 1.
Guys, I've been in more than enough wars with those guys. More than enough. I understand it, so I get it. I come from a different point of view, POV. But when Steph decides to cut inside the lane, don't relax. He's coming back up.
Right. Yeah.
He's coming back up. But you have to have, that's reps and reps and reps
You have to have
and
good
reps of
communication,
actually
too.
guarding something that's uncomfortable. Guarding Steph is uncomfortable. And the problem with our guys in our league, they're not comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that's why Steph and Golden State will always be relevant, because they play an uncomfortable style of play.
Right.
Do you hate that?
I hate it when you don't have the personnel to match.
I'm just using the word hate.
Because when you're playing a team like Golden State, it's hard to actually switch and be successful. Switching is kind of bailing out, because then they get the matchups they want. And Golden State Warriors get the matchups they want a lot.
I hate it.
Going back to that Gary Payton play, though.
I know exactly the play you're
No, I
talking
know,
about.
but
It's crazy.
no,
I gotta
but hold
follow,
on.
yeah.
But this is so. There's an anomaly to this, of course. I really hate the dunker
I'm not
spot.
gonna make the same mistake as episode 1. So.
It's okay.
Really, JJ? You don't like the dunker spot? Oh, let me hear this.
I really hate the dunker spot. I do. I think there's a time and place for it. I think there's a time and place for
Fucks with
it.
the spacing?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yes.
Obviously it
I
does.
like when I'm watching games or I'm watching film
Uh-huh.
and I see no one in the paint.
Yeah.
So think about it this way. If Aaron Gordon was always in the dunker spot and they go to their 5-out splits,
Yeah.
they throw it to Jokic, they start running the back screen to a slip,
He's gonna be in the way.
he's going to be in the way, right? There's a time and
Fair.
place. When
Okay,
you-
okay.
So you would run you would run some of the dunker spot when you have a high pick and roll, and they're potentially going to blitz for the short roll for the player to make the play, for that big to make the play off the short roll. Would that be your ideal dunker spot situation?
I like that. There's a time and place for the dunker spot.
Time and place.
70-30, 80-20,
I would say 70-30.
70-30,
But on that team,
75-25.
it's a different thing
Yeah, it's-
because of Jokic
Yep.
and the court mapping.
Yeah, court mapping. Yeah, for sure.
There's a play from March 2nd that I love. End game, you know what they're running, 2-man.
Yep, 2-man.
Jokic crosses the court on the right side.
Correct.
Jamal Murray's got the ball on the left side. They're going to go to that high pick and roll, Murray to his right hand.
Correct.
And Jokic, I think it was Peyton Watson. He's like,
Stay on that other
no,
side.
he said, go
Yeah.
to the right corner.
Yeah,
So
go to the
Peyton
right
Watson
corner.
was in left wing, goes to the right corner.
Yep.
They get to their 2-man.
Holiday.
It eventually ends up with Jokic. Gordon's doing cat and mouse on the baseline.
Yep.
And he spins, and it literally looked like a
He's
shot.
about the shot. And he does like this.
And
Pick and
lob
roll
dunk, right?
situation.
Lob dunk.
That is court mapping.
It is.
Because he knew getting that guy over there,
Yep.
he knew getting that guy over there
Yep.
would make you have to make the tough decision.
Yep.
Do I help on his spin? Do I let him score?
Yep.
Do I stay home on Aaron Gordon?
And it helps.
And then it's the anticipation, the cognitive load, all that stuff.
Yeah, I saw a stat on Jokic last year, and I don't know the exact number, but in the finals, in the finals versus Miami, he shot like 70% from the free throw line in,
It's insane, bro.
like catching the ball at the free throw line, either
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
or floaters when he catches in the pocket, like 74%. That's insane. So when he turns and he's going to this, you're thinking, okay, let me try to get a contest. Meanwhile, he has Aaron Superman Gordon flying in from the corner.
By the way, give credit to Aaron Gordon because
Absolutely.
he's figured that out, that part of it out. The reason I don't normally like the dunker spot, though, is because I think what Gary Payton did and what Ben Simmons did, and to an extent when in LA when we ran 5-out, or we called it delay. When we ran delay, we would have Ben or Blake at the top and DJ in one of the slots, and then he's screening for off the ball for Jamal, for me, for CP, whatever. It's just harder to guard to me.
Yeah.
This is
Aaron Gordon
again
unlocked everything for
100%.
for them.
This is again.
I like
Terrible.
your courts.
As
There
the
are
more,
different courts,
the
depending
more
on where we
wine
are.
I've had, the worse these courts have got. All right. I'm going to put a dunker spot guy. That is the dunker spot guy.
Okay.
All right. So you're an ISO on the left wing.
Yep.
I'm very curious about this.
Yep.
And if you don't want to give away secrets, that's fine. obviously, if you look at fuck it, I'll troll. If you look at 1980s, 1990s, right, and you had an ISO on the left wing, this is what you're looking at, right? There's no 2-9. You're not coming over.
You can't move.
Yeah,
You can't
you're
move.
literally right there.
Can't move.
In today's NBA, this guy can
Tilts
2-9
all the way over, 2-9s all the way, strong.
But let's say he
himself.
just floods all the way.
Yep.
Let's say he floods all the way. This guy moves inside.
Yep.
Okay, so now you're looking at essentially defense, plus.
Interesting. They call that flood. We usually call it
Boxing
overload.
elbows.
Yeah,
Mhm.
on the left wing.
Yep. I hate it. I don't like it. I don't.
What is your sort of checklist here on this?
Depends on what the clock is.
Okay.
Obviously, if I have more time on the
So
shot
they
clock,
probably
Yeah,
so
but-
boxes and elbows is probably a super lame term for building a wall for Giannis.
I'm going to rearrange that lineup. Meaning, I'm sorry, not line alignment.
Alignment, yeah.
I'm going to rearrange the alignment to make it better for not only me but for the team. I don't like catching on the wing and sitting on the wing and allowing a defender X5 to come over and tilt, strong side, cleanse itself, and just stay there. X4, X3, or X2, get to sit inside the big on the other side. Now you got the boxes and the elbows covered. If I have enough time, I'm going to send one of my best shooter on the floor to the strong corner. Strong corner. So now, if they want to tilt strong side, I create the 3-on-2. I want to create the 3-on-2. It'd be very difficult.
So just to be clear on that, you want to create the 3-on-2. So by sending the top guy essentially to the strong
To the
side,
strong
your
corner.
side, you want to now get middle,
Yes.
create a two on the ball. Now you've got a 3-on-2.
And if that big wants to stay on the strong side that I was ISOing him,
yeah.
I got too much room to work with on that side for my teammates.
Yeah.
And it's not about for me, it's about creating the advantage on the other side. There's not much advantage when I'm sitting on the wing and I have 4 guys staring at me.
Yeah.
If it's short clock, obviously my job is to tell the big that's being, in the paint in the dunker, you gotta duck in, get to the middle of the rim to make him guard you. So when I do swing, we do have an advantage on the other side, but I don't like that alignment. I'm more of a 3-1 guy. When I have the ball, I like my best shooter in the strong corner, either from on the left wing or the right wing, and I like a 3-line assembled on the other side. The
You want to get the flood guy the fuck out of there,
yeah,
basically.
fuck out of there. And I like a guy down in the I know you don't like the dunker, but I like him down, and then a guy in the corner, guy on the slot. But
No. Hold on. I will say this: on a left wing or right wing ISO or post up, I got no problem with the dunker.
it's good.
There's because if no one's at the basket in that spot, if you're the only guy on the side of the court,
Right.
and everybody's around the 3-point line, then everybody can help.
Yeah, everybody can. And there's no
You
space
have to
in.
put some pressure on the rim with the dunker in that
for
situation.
sure.
I'm
Right.
talking about balls up top, either in the right high quadrant, left high quadrant, or the
It's
top
pretty
of the
bad.
key.
It's pretty bad spacing there.
Yeah, that's all I'm
I
talking
agree.
about.
It's pretty bad spacing. I agree.
All right, we did the Gortat play. I want to go through 2 more plays, and
I'll do everything.
we'll add these to whatever episode we decide we want to add them to. All right. So the one specific play I want to go through with you is the block in Game 7
Okay.
of 2000.
I can't wait to hear this.
Take me through what proceeded on the offensive end to your mindset in that chase down.
Well, I want to say this, man, before LeBron goes. People don't give J.R. Smith enough credit, and I'll tell you why.
Your mindset.
Because I keep wanting to call him JJ because JJ Redick. Because J.R. Smith contested this shot here, it made Andre Iguodala have to double fake, right? Instead of going straight up, he had to go under to come back up, which gave LeBron that split second of time to time it. J.R. Smith was a very pivotal piece in this play.
Chase down.
If my mind is serving me right, both teams can score. 3 minutes, 3-4 minutes of game time. So when you're in the game, it actually feels like it's fucking 25, 30 minutes. I think it was 89 at the time, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And at that point in time, I felt like Kyrie could get us the best shot. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Kyrie drove, got a great look, shot up a floater. And I'm sitting in the corner by their bench. I'm opposite of Kyrie. I'm sitting in the corner by their bench. In my head, I said, if I'm correct, with the trajectory of the ball, what I'm seeing, I got to get my ass back because Iggy's going to be on a sprint, Steph's going to be on a sprint, and we're outnumbered because I'm below the free throw line, Tristan's below the free throw line, Kyrie's shooting the ball, he's below the free throw line, and all I see is Swish, J.R.
J.R. Smith.
So I got to get back. So as soon as when the ball is missed, I didn't. If I was to follow my coach's orders, you're supposed to get back on the race.
On the release, yeah.
Right.
On the release, get back on the release. I did not get back on the release. I didn't start to actually get back until I actually saw it was a miss. But in my mind, I could see the ball feeling like it was going to be a little long. I just hauled ass, man. And when I'm running, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know who it was that I kind of run around. I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was a Golden State player or one of our guys. I kind of had to run around or move around because I was in the left corner and Iggy Sider on the right side. But when I'm running, all I'm telling myself, I'm like, Swish, do not foul him. So you can ask any of my teammates.
Pivotal.
Throughout the course of my career or throughout the course of that season, anytime that you see me trailing the play, all I need is a little adjustment from the offensive player.
What I just say. J.R. Smith, me and LeBron on the same type of wavelength here, was the most pivotal piece of this because he altered Iguodala's shot without fouling for a split second that allowed LeBron to what?
And I promise you, I'll track it down. Do not fucking foul. Do not fucking foul. I told the guys all year, if you see me hauling ass, just make him, instead of just going in for a layup, make him change it a little bit. Just a little bit. And Swish gets a lot of shit today.
Right.
Because of the blunder he had the following year.
Lord have
or
mercy.
2 years later, or whatever the fuck it was. Of not understanding the time and score, whatever the case may be. He executed that shit to perfection. He made Iggy change his shot just a little bit. And that's all I asked.
It's interesting because
I went up with both hands too, by the way. I was ready.
no, you hit the rim with your left
I
hand.
was ready for the reverse or the strong side.
That's crazy.
And I was like, if these fucking refs call goal 10, I might get kicked out of this most important game of my life because it was still over 2 minutes and you couldn't review back then unless it was under 2 minutes because I knew I had got it clean. That's all I was saying myself. I said, I'm getting this shit.
So many of your chase downs, by the way.
I can't wait for the LeBron documentary, bro. Do you understand how epic that shit's gonna be, bro? Since high school.
Because you do your little run. You know, I'm just
Better,
saying,
better
bro.
be grateful while he's here.
I'm not an impressionist, but you do your little run, and then it's like the quick burst. You know what I mean? That was different, though.
That was
like once you said, okay, I got to go get this.
That was like, yeah.
I've got
I don't have time.
a little window to get there.
Yeah.
It was different.
Like the last leg of the fucking 4x1 relay with like fucking the same boat. I was like, I gotta fucking go.
All right, I got one more play for you. Let me pull it up real quick.
We could literally do this shit all day, bro.
We can get basketball heads together, bro.
You your Wi-Fi?
You could talk basketball all
I
day.
just hit play on that.
I already know what the fuck this play is, you motherfucker. By the way, you fucked me up.
What happened here?
Hey, you make Ron twerk something.
By the way, you fucked me up.
What happened here? What happened here?
What happened here is that I didn't know that your ass could go stop and go like this.
I didn't know JJ was a troll like this.
What the fuck? I didn't know that you had that in your arsenal.
The little
the little
hezzy
rap.
hezzy
The little
behind the
hezzy
back.
rap. Yeah, the
hezzy
hezzy
behind the
rap.
back.
You fucking turned me all the way around.
I'm serious when I say this. Like,
I love the fact that you missed it. Thank you. I appreciate it.
if I had made that shot, by
the way,
I would have that highlight pinned on every social media account at the
by the
very
way,
top
this
of
is
my account.
94
In overtime.
In overtime.
I know.
How
I
did you
think we
miss
won
that?
like 104-98. We won that game.
Y'all won that game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I turned all the way around.
That was I think that was a lockout year.
That's hilarious, bro.
Yeah, Shane was on the team.
Yeah, Shane was on the team.
Shane was on the team because he guarded me that game. He actually switched. He was on Ryan Anderson.
Yeah,
he switched right before.
Yeah, we got a fucking foul after that. He didn't.
Yeah.
He got called
God,
for.
if I had made that shot, man. It's not a highlight. It's not a highlight.
It's not a highlight.
It should not be on YouTube. It should not be on YouTube as a highlight.
You know why it's on YouTube? Because it was against fucking me. Everything is on YouTube. If it's done against me, no matter if it's a highlight or not, everything.
I'll take half of it. I'll take like a half credit.
You do know how that I create super teams, though, right?
That's it. Cheers, man.
How that I create everything.
I'll take half of it. I'll take like a half credit.
You do know how that I create super teams, though, right?
That's it.
Ron on that different type of troll. I like it. He on that troll talk too, man.
Dive into that. So good.
Everybody want to say Broad creates super teams, man. Hey, they be dick eating low key, man. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. This was the easiest 15 minutes of anything I've ever watched in my life. This was super smooth, man. I love this podcast, y'all. All right, if you guys want me to react to every episode, let me know in the comments below. Appreciate y'all. We got this thing.